Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultimate League as we are here in Season 20, round number 4, as we find ourselves here in Paraguay at the Asunción circuit. It is a fictional track made by Hernani, which we will have a look just in a bit. But first, let's have a look into the standings. As we see, it is JT obviously leading the way as he got 3 wins in 3 races, and he also got 3 pole positions as well. He's just been very consistent, and only Hernani might be able to give him a little bit of a challenge, but even Hernandez just definitely not exactly on the same level. But lately, though, he did manage to pull a bit of a challenge, to be honest. Last race, he was actually faster than him at certain points of the race. But yeah, JT did manage to prove to be slightly superior. But let's see about today, as he can obviously continue to have his best ever start to a race season, as well as beats Figueroa's record for the biggest win streak. And yeah, so feels like that JT might definitely have this title in this season. As I think this might be his final season. I am not totally sure, but it will definitely be a hell of a send off. In the meantime, in the constructors, we do have a much bigger fight here between LSA and SCP, is there, only separated by 9 points. And yes, definitely been very interesting. SCP has never won a title, which is quite impressive, but yeah, they do have a lot of wins and podiums, but and a lot of success in the recent seasons, since pretty much since JT joined alongside Graf back in season 14. And yeah, it's been very interesting. But either way, let's have a little look into the track. As you can see, this is kind of weirdly, kind of looks like a mix between Portimao and Alton Park. I don't know, that's kind of the vibe that I get from these circuits. And kind of like Ashitaka Lake from season 18 as well. Seems kind of similar. But yeah, it should be interesting. I think I don't know exactly which direction this track goes. I'm guessing that it's anti-clockwise. Yeah, so yeah, I think turn 2 will probably be a bit of a concern, as well as the other hairpin that we see here in the middle. I'm not sure if you guys can really see my cursor. But yeah, either way, let's get ourselves then into the lobby. And yeah, let's see how will things go today, as we have quite a few debutants today. And yeah, let's go. And so, as I was saying about the debutants, there's this guy here who I don't know who that is, but yeah, there's Kola, who I think is going to be probably the biggest name here. And then there's also Hober. I think that's how his name is pronounced. And yeah, we see Kratosphere in here. And yeah, that's it. So let's get ourselves into qualifying very soon. Alright, so as you can see, we are about to start qualifying. And yeah, so we got 16 drivers for today, so it's gonna be in the usual numbers, I'd say, which is better than just having like, I don't know, 12 or 13 drivers. But yeah, it's really sad once again. We just cannot have full lobbies like we used to. There's a time where we were actually trying to have full lobbies for every single season. Now we kind of like just one race would already be good. But as we see, then drivers are now in the middle of the lap now, of the first lap, of course. And yeah, so we got one of the rookies here, Robert. Then we got Cole as well, and then it's Mason. Well, apparently his name is written upside down, and that's why he looks like Nos VW. But as we see then, and without any surprise, it is Chargity then on provisional pole. Hernandi must have bottled that first lap because he's down in P6. And it's not just him. Where is Fun2Me? Oh, Fun2Me last place. Oh my god. So that's very impressive. He's actually 2 seconds behind JT somehow. I don't know how does he even manage that. But yeah, now we are about to end this second lap. And let's see who's gonna be up there. Can JT improve? It does improve a little bit. Nutty up to P5. Still not exactly good result. But look at Kola. He's in third place. And as well as Oziera. And the other is very interesting. Fun2Me now up into third place. that might be a little bit of a relief. But yeah, then you got Carvin in P15 this time around. I don't think he might be able to run away with less practice, as now we are on this final lap. Seems like we got Yates, JT, and Johnny for call as well up there. I don't think JT will improve. Actually improves. I thought he made a mistake there, but maybe he didn't. And yeah, then it's Ozier in second place, Fentme in third, and then Yo at P4. So, looking at the results once again, we got Charging T, who's going to be starting on pole position. And then for one time, it's going to be Ozier in second place. Then on the second row, we got the Frenchman Fentme with the South African Yo, who actually tied with Kola. So one of these two may potentially swap. It's up to the game actually. Then we got Hernandi. Then with Johnny Fu, then on round number 4 with Big Tucon for Ricard Auto. Then we got Cober and Corvid closing the top 10. Then we got Matimar starting ahead of Shironi, with then Albono ahead of both Mayhems with Banna and Mason. And then you got F1 Fan running up the grid, so a difference of 1 second pretty much between first and last place. And yeah, so things should be a bit more exciting today, potentially, as there's also there's the rain. That's pretty much it. It's the chance of rain that could absolutely shake a lot of things here. And yeah, so a lot of expectations about a race like this. Yeah, there's less races with rain, and yeah, that's obviously we feel the difference wherever rain appears. And yeah, things could, if the rain appears right at the start, that could really shake up a lot of this race. But let's see now. The drivers are ready. It's likely gonna be a sunny start, which it is starting on his side. All the drivers looking to take the softs. And it's go here in Paraguay, as we got Shitty on the inside. Figo, or Fatme, I mean, will go up into second place. Also Kola tried to pass, but he gets squeezed by the Frenchman. They see JT keeping up the lead with Fatme second. Hernandi on this huge pack, he goes off the track there. As we got Yoa up into third place. And then it's Fatme here. You might potentially have to play some team tactics here to try and slow down the British driver. As we see Hernandi with the disaster of a start there. As now he's right behind Johnny Fu, who is JT's teammate. He looks a little bit twitchy, but he's not exactly teleporting. But as we see then, the grid already spreading, but more at the back though. We have a huge chaos here. We got Pituco, Ben and Albono going free wide there for a bit. Then we got Jordan also. Matimar might also not be able to run away there, as we see Ben and F1 Fan causing a bit of a pile up there, or being victims of it actually. As in the meantime, Fatme tries to take the lead. As we see JT once again back at the front. Now we got Kola into the podium positions on his debut. So yeah, that's the future star here. He's got main contract, or main seats for Lynx Racing. And yeah, he might potentially revive that team, that is for sure. We got Nandi now in P4, starting to recover here, getting himself into the front group. This is exactly what he needs if he wants to have a chance to beat JT today. And of course, JT obviously wants to get that record. And as we see, the rain will appear. So the Russian roulette starts already. As yeah, if JT wins, he would have 7 wins in a row. And as you might know, 7 is the lucky number. But will rain be on JT's side, or will luck be on JT's side as he goes now staying out on the track? Both LSAs decided to pit. Was this the best call though, as they go side by side right now? But no boy, I think JT might regret that decision, because the rain seems to be staying. And yeah, Fatme and Andy will have now a lot of clean air. They are already looking to catch Matimar. And yeah, they're gaining a lot here. This could be an amazing chance for them, as JT is now finally going into the pits. And now let's see, this is the main question now. How big of a gap can he build here? Should be a huge undercut. Also Yo, I know Yo actually was still yet to pit there. But now he leaves the pits side by side with Johnny Fu. But it is an LSA 1-2. JT is down into P5. So oh boy, could the the streak win curse be real, because it kind of seems like whenever you beat the record, you always get cursed in the next race. That kind of happened to Figo, and now could happen to JT, but it might still be possible to recover, that is for sure. But it's gonna have two huge obstacles. One, we might have a rookie who could be more aggressive simply because of being a rookie and less prone to slipstream, although he's right behind Corvid, so it might actually be smart as we see JT in P4. Then of course we got Corvid, who may not be the most willing to let you pass, mostly because of his ping. He doesn't really know when you are going side by side. But yeah, we see he was also one of the victims of this rain as he decided to stay out. And yeah, a bit of a gamble there, which if it worked, he would gain a lot more than what the drivers who pitted gain right now. Because now they obviously got the huge undercut, but now they also have older tires, which would make the difference if this rain stays for very long. But yeah, we see here Yoga battling Oziera, and then we got JT already looking to catch the likes of Paul and Corvin. Now looks like the rain is about to end. But yeah, that doesn't mean that the track will be immediately dry, as we see there's clouds, which could be a little bit concerning for some of the drivers, because once it comes to the time to pit for dry tires, the rain could appear right after. We've seen this happen a few times, but yeah, we see now JT making a crucial overtake on Corvin. Now can he do it? He goes up side by side here. I think he might see himself in third at least, but Corvin should still see himself ahead. That could make a huge difference. Will Corvid somewhat crash him? No, looks like he's gonna stay ahead as we see Corvid with a mistake, so that's exactly what JT needed. But Corvid might still be on his slipstream though. But now it's gonna be obviously different. Because when Corvid has the track position, he obviously has a huge advantage, but the same also happens when he does not have the track position. He's obviously in a huge disadvantage, so his ping is kind of a double-edged sword, pretty much. But yeah, the LSA is at the front, probably not having the same pace as JT. I think I've heard Nani really not feeling confident that he could beat JT today. But yeah, I think maybe what happened to him is probably not the worst thing ever. Could have been in a much worse situation, but let's see. We got now everyone going into the pits, and it seems to be safe because it is sunny weather. But as you can see, we got LSAs going for the hard tires, while GT goes for the mediums. So this might at least give GT a chance to catch the LSAs now. And oh my, that is sad. I mean, it looks fine now. I have to see if it becomes permanent. But right now it looks fine from Yola, as there's only one FCR driver, so if he retires I think it's again 0 points for our team, but if he has to leave, then he has to leave. But we will see now. So far he actually looks fine, as he goes for a move on Oziera, and he has done it. Then it's Shiruni on hard tires, creating P9, so he managed to gain a few positions. And yeah, then looking at the debutants today, Kala obviously the one leading the way from that group, and then we got Robert being the second best, and then it's Mason. He's battling F1 Fan, has been sort of falling down in form, as he probably hasn't been practicing all that much, because yeah, at some point he did look to be a very promising prospect at the end of the previous season, for instance, or in the middle of the previous season, I'd say. And then you got Albono, who's definitely been improving here, getting closer and closer to the rest of the pack. And then Howard is obviously not doing a bad job, considering that he's also his debut. We also get Berna here, also another driver who's looking to improve as well, as I think this season will be very crucial for them to gain experience and all of that. In the meantime, yeah, JT, as predictable, is gaining time to the LSAs. He also has the faster tire, of course. In the meantime, it is Carvey who has the fastest lap, 35.73. And yeah, so not much happening in the race, which means I can now turn this commentary into a podcast. And yeah, so yeah, once again, JT obviously wants to get that record, the biggest win streak. But yeah, now he's actually tied with Figo, of course, for that record. 6 wins in a row, which is obviously very, very impressive. And yeah, it's been since he sort of was reborn, let's say, at the end of the previous season. He's just been very unstoppable, and without the likes of Figo or Buda or Nomskar or someone else who could potentially beat him, he's just been basically unstoppable. And yeah, now he's getting very close to catch the LSAs, which is pretty much the reason why he went for those mediums. Even though one could argue that he could do it on hards as well. But yeah, the LSAs probably might be starting to get very sweaty as they are seeing that SCP car. It's a very beautiful livery, actually. Let me just place myself here. As you see, yeah, amazing livery here. Look at that. As you can see that now in full detail. Here we go on 50 zoom. And yeah, it's actually very cool to watch cars this way. Look at that. Actually, you can really just see like the effort that livery makers make when doing these liveries. And as we see Urbana with a bit of a crash there, then you got Pituco and Nos. And Mason battling each other. But at the front though, we have a bit of a freeway battle, and so we have to zoom out now. But yeah, so GT has managed to catch both LSAs. And yeah, so we have a race here today, that is for sure. But there's something that LSAs will have to be aware is a potential for GT to make an undercut on them. And yeah, it really doesn't matter, let's say, whether they gonna have better tires later in this stint or not, because if GT can do something different against the LSAs and he can prove to have better pace, that he might be given over for them. And so yeah, they really need to use this unique opportunity to beat him, and the fact that he's the 1 versus 2 driver as well. So yeah, there is the main thing. And yeah, then you got Kola here in P5, followed by Johnny Fu, and then Ozzy. Did fall a little bit since qualifying, but GT probably is gonna have to play a bit of a patient game, that is for sure. But I think we can for now look a little bit more at the back, because we have a bit of a freeway battle. Bana goes into the pits. We got Yoha right now in P11 with Robert, and then F1 Fan as he tries to go up the inside, but he's battling one of the rookies, so probably needs to be aware of that because of his ping, of course. As we see, oh yeah, there goes Yoha getting pushed there. Now that allows for F1 Fan to gain that position. Yeah, seems like Yoha is doing another cut, so he's probably not happy for this, because the tires are just not the same, so it's not like these drivers are exactly on the same race. He's looking a little bit sketchy, but it's not exactly teleportation though. As yeah, if I would have to kick him, then I would also have to kick Johnny Fu, because he usually looks like that as well. But at the front, JT may have lost something. As we see now, the LSAs will use this opportunity to pit. And let's see, they both go for the hard tire. GT will do the same. And this is pretty much what they need. They need to be in the same situation than GT, because with Slipstream they can always keep up with him. And yeah, and then in the end, it's just trying to pass him on the final lap. So I think we might have a race until the end here today. Although the rain could also end things earlier, of course, as we have some lag. I think this might be some server lag. You know, oh my god, the hell was that? But yeah, now we see, looks like Kala got a bit of an undercut there. Kratoshville left, but he was not really in the race though. He was just spectating. But yeah, we've got Matimar and Bituko, both 3 cars next to each other. But now they're going to be separated, as they are obviously on different strategies. And yeah, as we look back at the front, I think the pits look a little bit buggy. Because sometimes we see now Juroni for some reason is in the lead. I don't know why that is, but now he's getting relegated. Still in P4, I don't know why that happens. But as we see now, oh, we might have a bit of a freeway battle now. Now we are actually having some action. As we see Fatmi in the lead, JT now in second, but as we see he's on these LSA sandwich, is gonna try and split him just like Moses did with the Black Sea. As we see Fatmi will keep the lead, but now JT is in second place. So one step is down. You see Fatmi making a little mistake. Causes a bit of a pile up, but nothing really changed there. But as we might know, overtakes here are more dependent on slipstream than he's likely having a good exit, so yeah, this battle can just continue and continue. So we see now GT into the lead of the race. And yeah, that's where he likes to be, in front. And now we have some severed lag. Oh no! Oh, that is gonna be so unfair. So Hernandi and Fantme got screwed up by server lag. They both went out of the track and now GT is just getting away. Oh man, it's actually annoying. He's literally just getting a win handed that way. Oh man, I kinda hate this, not gonna lie. I like to see a battle, you know, that's it. Like, this league has been boring so far this season. So yeah man, that is very unfortunate. And yeah, it's not the first time that, for instance, Fantme gets screwed up by this. I can actually count like 3 times where that has happened. One was in at the Norwegian Grand Prix back in season 18, where Hernandi ended up pushing his car because of that server lag. And then the previous rounds, he also was screwed up with Corvid pushing his car. And now I'm guessing maybe in JT's car or Hernandi's, it's also possible. But yeah, that's very annoying. And yeah, I think JT wants that record, so I cannot really blame him for not slowing down. But yeah, that is very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate there. I kinda hate this game now for causing this to happen. And yeah, it's certainly very unfortunate, so yeah, I don't know what to say. I look very bad now mentally. Because damn, it was looking like a very promising race, and yeah, just to see this happen, it's kinda like, yeah. But yeah, as we see then, you got Mati in P9, right ahead of F1 Fan, who didn't manage to make a good recovery. He was really not looking good after qualifying, but he made a good recovery now. As his teammate Corvid is in P4, so somehow Corvid has done a pretty good job here. And yeah, so after all, he can actually get away with less practice, as he still managed to get a P4 finish. So yeah, we see Kola down in P6. So looks like Shonifu has managed to improve his pace during this race, and now he's looking to get away from him. And then we got Ozzy, who might potentially do the same here. But still, if Kola can finish this race in P6, that would still be a very impressive debut, of course. So yeah, that's what I can say. But in the meantime, we got Pituk and Albono battling each other. And this definitely should be more like an actual battle here as they go to going side by side. And yeah, I think Pituk might want to get away from the Lynx Racing driver, because he has much better tires. And yeah, then we got Yoa, very likely gonna do a extra pit stop compared to the others, so I think that might bite him. As we see, oh my god, what happened there? He just straight up goes off the track there now again. And yeah, but I don't think he's teleporting. At least doesn't look like. Oh, maybe he is a little. But it's not really too much, to be honest. I don't think it's enough to keep him out. But now again, he's just clear off the track. He lets Bennett pass him. And yeah, so. And yeah, GT obviously just extending that gap. And yeah, that like really did hand him the win. Meantime, we see Fentme. Oh my god, Fentme looking a bit sketchy. And now Yoa leaves the race. He's gonna be retiring. Maybe must have seen that he's lagging now. But yeah, couldn't really see it all that much. But once again, if I have to ban him, you have to tell him to DNF, then Johnny will probably have to do DNF at some point. Although now he does look fine. But yeah, now I see a few drivers going into the pits. You got F1 Fan. It's going to be another set of hard tires for him, same with Hubber. So they are probably... I think their mechanics can now finally rest. And just watch the race until the end. As we see, we got Fentme now beating. It looks like he's going to get undercut by Hinandi. Wants to at least take second. No, actually, it's Fentme doing the undercuts. So yeah, that is interesting. So he's going for 11 laps hard tires. Might give him a chance to catch 80, but I don't think it's a close enough gap. I'm pretty sure you don't lose 3 seconds simply because of having old tires in a single lap. So I think JT will just keep the lead. But yeah, Fentme and Hinandi will be battling for second though. And yeah, it's going to be Hinandi trying to catch the Frenchman. And then try to use that tire advantage to beat him for second place. And yeah, so there we go. Hinandi then taking the lead just for a bit. And oh boy, will they be trying something here? Could they be trying something? Could Hinandi be waiting for the rain as well? That could be another reason for him to be doing what he's doing. And oh boy, that is interesting. But Fentme also is in a little bit of traffic. This now looks like Albon is now ghosted. But yeah, looks like Hinandi could not really hold on. So now he's maybe just hoping that the rain comes in. Ooh, now Fentme wants to get past Corvid. Yeah, these two have been not exactly the closest of friends, I feel like. Because obviously last race, maybe not exactly Corvid's fault, but because of that server lag, Fentme did got pushed. But I think though in Brno, that may be a bit of a different story. But then now he managed to get past him. This is obviously crucial for his race. Now this is just allowing him to punish Nani for the gamble that he's trying to take. And I don't think he's really gonna help him. But now he's gonna go for the soft tires. Alright, so there could be some potential for the fastest lap. Although I'm not sure if it's really possible to do a 35.50. Even though JT was faster in qualifying actually. Pretty sure he did a 35.35. And so yeah, it's possible to beat that, I guess. But yeah, we will see. I think the majority of times the drivers have been running mostly on mediums and hards, so maybe that's why we haven't seen the drivers beating their qualifying laps simply because of the tire difference. But then Hinandi might have a chance here on this lap to beat it. And then maybe the first 2 laps or 3 of stint, it's where he has a chance to do it. But yeah, it's really sad once again that the rain, the lag had to ruin things here. But if it was at the beginning, I would very likely just restart the race. But since it was midway through the race, it was a little bit too late to do that. But yeah, maybe we need more strict rules about this. Like whenever there's a massive server lag, we might just have to stop the race. Honestly, I would not be opposed to it. It's kind of like a red flag. And yeah, then we just continue the race from there. We can easily do that with the custom grid. Which, by the way, is something that the F1 game doesn't have since 2006, like the official F1 games. And yeah, Codemasters and the EA, they never implemented that. But in the meantime, looks like Nani was able to get that fastest lap. He got a 35.42. But yeah, still, I could be sleeping right now, not gonna lie. As we see now F1 fan trying to catch Mati or P8. And then you have Panna and Bituko. I think they're about to for P12. Apparently I must have been pinged by someone. and yeah. Either way, who are the close drivers? Looks like he has F1 fan and Matimar still. However, now he might have a chance to catch his teammate and beat him, which would be actually impressive. It really does show that there's maybe a bit of a difference of pace. As I feel like Fatih was impressive in previous seasons, especially season 17. That was really where he got a bit of a breakthrough. But yeah, this season, top 3 has usually been a secured position. There's not really nowhere else that can challenge the LSAs and JT. And yeah, JT is just looking to impressively extend that gap. And so yeah, obviously it's going to be 7 wins in a row for him. And I think he deserves it, so I'm not going to lie. Obviously, it's a shame that today things didn't went his way though. But yeah, there were times where things didn't exactly went his way, and he just managed to make things go his way. Let's say, like his undercuts, I think he managed to improve in this strategy game, because I think in the previous season, mostly at the start, there were times where he had some very questionable strategy decisions, which would end up costing him a lot. But now I think he finally managed to surpass and learn from those mistakes, and yeah, just improve a lot, of course. But yeah, as we see, we got Mati and F1 Fan once again, these two drivers battling for P8. Then you got his fellow countryman Oziera ahead of him. But yeah, looking at the debutants, we got Kola with P6, which would have to be an amazing debut for him. And yeah, Johnny Fu just doing what he needs to do, obviously, to allow for SCP to get closer to LSA. As we see then, number 7 is proving to be a very lucky number, and that's exactly what's gonna happen to JT today as he finally breaks the win streak record from Figueira. And he has done it 2 seasons after someone has beaten the record. And yeah, looks like Fatby is not exactly happy, but he's gonna take 2nd place as Nandi made that gamble. But at least he's going to come out with the fastest lap. And then you got Carvid with another chill day, followed in by Johnny Fu. Then it's Kola with an amazing debut today in P6. Not many drivers can say that they got P6 on their debuts. Not even me, actually. And yeah, then you got Ozzy. Then it's Matimar, followed in by F1 Fan. Then you got Schaber, who also managed to finish in the top 10. And yeah, another amazing debut there. Then you got Junoni in P11, followed by Vituko. Then it's both Mayhems with Bana and Mason. Then we have Albono, and then Yoa, who is the DNF. And I don't know, I feel like at this point he might actually retire. But we will see. I think he definitely should want to race the next track in Kyalami. So far on this press conference room, it's only fun to me. And yeah, he didn't seem to be exactly happy considering how fast he left the lobby. But not sure if he even in the mood to... Okay, you don't want to interview. Okay, that's understandable. As yeah, again, that server lag was bad. And I was actually pissed, a little bit pissed as well, because we could have a freeway battle, and yeah, definitely never goes well. But yeah, maybe we might go with Yapimar interview here today. Hello, so you got P8 today. You have a bit of a battle there with F1 Fan. And yeah, what can you say about your race? Alright, see ya. As who wants an interview today? As yeah, obviously I'm gonna leave JT to the end. Uh, Maybe Albono, because I feel like today could be worth an interview. Feel like yes, as not gonna lie, but I feel like you've been getting closer to the other drivers. In the end, you were only P15, but I feel like you were closer to the others compared to the previous races. So yeah, do you feel the improvement? Do you believe that you can get yourself up there into the midfield? All right then, really nice. And yeah, what do you think about also your teammate Kala, who recently joined the team? Well, on the other hand, it can actually be a good benchmark for you. I feel like, but but yeah, we wish you the best of luck, of course, and yeah. All right then. Maybe Mason wants an interview. You got your debut today. What do you think about like racing in UL? And will there be more from you? Yeah, that could definitely be interesting. And yeah, I'm guessing you usually race more in the JL and CL, which is obviously a bit of a distance. What do you thought about like when it comes to driver standings? Did you felt the difference there, or was that not really the case, or more like to like when they're battling or something? Like, do they push you off? Do they? All right then. But yeah, nice race today as well. And yeah, so who's there still to interview? Oh my god, I'm looking for the member list here. Uh, Maybe you can go with Kioha actually, as you had the DNF today. Obviously, yeah, it's definitely getting to you, I think, in terms of frustration. But yeah, next week, your home race, and yeah, what are your plans there? Alright then. Not sure about Corvin. Uh, Probably just the average race today once again before. I think qualifying did it exactly. Yeah, I think qualifying was probably different, and of course the rain as well. But alright, then yeah, I guess today had to do a bit of a counter strike. Okay. Alright then. So we then go to Hanandi because I think Fantmini told me that he didn't want the interview. So yeah, I guess we go then with Hanandi third place today as you definitely tried to gamble at the ends with the rain. I believe that was why you pitted very late. But yeah, at least you got that fastest lap of redemption, I guess. But yeah, obviously very unfortunate with that server lag. Even though you guys were a bit lucky with the rain early on, but still, yeah, I guess might be a bit of a bittersweet today. So yeah, what can you say? Yeah, so in the end, I guess that this track was made by you, but it was not for you. I guess that But yeah, congratulations for the podium and the fastest lap as well, and yeah, hopefully you could see a bigger challenge in the next races as well, and hopefully there's no server lag as well to be in the way. But uh, but yeah, so to end this, we got JT of course. As first of all, congratulations, another record, 7 times now, 7 wins in a row, and yeah, obviously at the start things didn't went your way, but then it was the complete flip side. But then obviously you had to catch them, and yeah, actually I want to ask you: do you feel like in terms of strategy, do you feel like better than before? Because I feel like you did definitely improved. Like I think generally in these seasons, like you just doing the decisions that allow you to like run away. While in the previous seasons, like last season for instance, there were some races where you kind of like shoot yourself in the foot and kind of got screwed that way. So yeah, what's your opinion on that? Interesting. Yeah, so I guess you doing the whole calculating the laps per stint and what's like the estimating time and see which one works best, like in terms of pace. All right then. So yeah, I guess 4 pole positions, 4 race wins, definitely the best start so far. And yeah, I guess you can beat my record of best ever season start, as we already beat now Figo's record. And yes, so I guess there's not much more to say, is it? I mean, I think the title looks to be in your favor. And is there anything more to expect in this season, or? All right, then and yeah, I guess the constructors must be in the plans as well. As yeah, Jordi have also been doing pretty well, so I think you guys could be able to do it. But yeah, so that's it for the interviews. Then we actually the interviews will probably be longer than the race itself. But yeah, next week we are going to Kyalami, attracted to this race back in season 13. Although now we are racing in a different version now made by Guziman instead of Kado. And so that's it. We'll see you there. Until the next time. Goodbye.